Cosmos is healing, crypto is pumping, Bitwise predicting 200k BTC and $7,000 per Ethereum in 2025, also 754 Solana, which basically calls for a massive alt season. And with that, also considering the big announcement we saw 2 days ago, I believe that a Cosmos season is inevitable. And for the first time in history, we're going to see a Cosmos season with true alignment, with new leadership, with a unified vision, and also with much better coordination and stronger messaging. In fact, the announcement caught big positive feedback from some names that I'm actually very surprised that they have reacted to this and how they reacted to this. So we're going to talk about this. On the other hand, we have companies that are choosing to be left behind. Microsoft has voted against further assessing whether or not to add BTC to their reserves. And we have others that are just extremely bullish, like Eric Trump, son of Donald Trump, and the Trump administration just seems to be overly bullish about Bitcoin and crypto in 2025.
Also, I'm at the Bitcoin conference because I believe in cryptocurrencies. I believe that cryptocurrencies are the future. Banking is slow as hell. It's antiquated. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense that banks run on 9-to-5 schedules 5 days a week.
Then we also have what is potentially going to be the next MicroStrategy, Mara Holdings. They're also now tweeting the same way Michael Saylor tweets, and they're acquiring Bitcoin. It just bought 11,774 BTC for $1.1 billion and are now holding 40,000 BTC. That's around a tenth of the bags that MicroStrategy holds. MicroStrategy has over 400,000 BTC, but nevertheless, it shows again that the race is on. Now, getting to the news of the week, the Cosmos expansion, the Interchain Foundation announcing the acquisition of Skip Protocol, one of the most universally liked teams in all Cosmos that have built IBC.fun, which is now known as SkipGo, the best place to trade your Cosmos assets and beyond. And with that, Barry and Mac are now the new leaders for Cosmos. And that does not only mean for the first time we have a proper core development team, but also growth, marketing, and business development, right? So we're going to talk about all of this. But before we do, I also want to give you a sneak peek into what is coming up. Cito Plus is going to be a premium group here for the Crypto Cito community. We're going to soft launch in the coming days. So if you want to get early access for Cito Plus, which is going to be a paid group, just to be very clear about that, then I want you to head over to Cito.zone, to our website, subscribe to our newsletter, and then in the coming days, you will receive all the information about Cito Plus early access, what it means, and that initial pilot round. And what it will contain is basically a customer service for airdrops, because many times when I make a video about airdrops, even tutorials, it still leaves people confused. And a lot of times also it's super time-sensitive content, which by the time you're watching these videos might already be outdated. Or let's say if you're a week away and you're coming back to the crypto Twitter trenches, to the YouTube trenches, then you might have missed out or you have to spend hours to get yourself up to date. So Cito Plus fixes this also. We're going to have exclusive content, maybe bring back some founder interviews, which I know is highly requested by you guys as well. And just also a Plus Discord community. So that's all I can say for now. Sign up for the newsletter and you'll get information very, very soon. Also tomorrow, we have a public conversation with the new ICF leadership, or Interchain Inc. leadership now, the new leaders of Cosmos basically, which are Barry and Max sitting at the steering wheel. Then we have Ethan Buckman, co-founder of Cosmos, and Josh, who is the president at the Interchain Foundation. I'll be your host, and I'll actually also have a co-host, which is going to be Nico, who is also part of the Interchain executive board, basically, Interchain Inc. And that also means for you, of course, if you have questions, drop them under this video or join the live stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. Dubai time, and drop your questions in the live chat. I also want to point out something very, very important, because our website is called Cito.zone, but there is, unfortunately, an impersonator, CitoZone.com. This is a scam website, somebody trying to scam you. And this is just something you need to be very, very careful about. This is all fake and they're using my brand. I have reported this, but yeah, I don't know. And those plans here are not from me. I'm not selling trading courses or anything like. We will be launching the Cito Plus community. You can see it also here on our website. This is currently still locked, but you'll receive information here. And always verify, always cross-check. Maybe comment also under this video if anybody's trying to sell you anything. It all goes through the official communication here on this YouTube channel or on Twitter or through our newsletter. But be very, very careful about impersonators, because I know, unfortunately, a lot of people are getting fished in that way, and it's very, very sad. Anyways, that's all about that. Now, we do have more things coming up, more things cooking. Skip teasing here a door, a secret door. We don't know where that door goes, but I think what also happens now for the first time in Cosmos history, we have excitement, anticipation. And we have a killer team being assembled right now. Bora, who joined Skip Protocol a few months back, and she's now going to be joining Interchain Inc. And she's taking care of BD, ecosystem, and growth. And if you don't know Bora, then you don't know Cosmos, because Bora is Cosmos pretty much. And she's been working at Capital Wallet and Osmosis previously. And now she's doing business development for Cosmos with Interchain Inc. So that is very, very bullish. Then we have another big win for the Cosmos Hub and Atom specifically, which is the fact that Noam is going to join Interchain Inc. as the product manager for the Cosmos Hub. This is very, very big. Remember that Noam was the person behind the idea of Halo being this roll-up framework that was originally planned to be built as a consumer chain. Now I think he has a lot more power and potential impact that he can have to shape the product roadmap for the Cosmos Hub and Atom. And he wrote a long-form post about where he sees, the trend going and how the Cosmos Hub can remain competitive, what is needed, and what problems need to be fixed. So it's good to see that he's transitioning into that role, which means we have a killer team, like I said, Barry and Max sitting at the steering wheel alongside Nico, Noam, product manager for Atom, and we have Bora doing BD, and also we have Robb also joining Interchain Inc., the probably most unsung hero in Cosmos. He's been around for so many years, creating content, writing articles, also fixing a lot of the communications around Cosmos and the Interchain Foundation. That has been something that no one really took care of. But Robb is amazing. He's a great marketer. He's a good friend, a dear friend of mine as well, and just one of the best cosmonauts. And we can be very, very proud to have Robb in the ecosystem. And the broader market and industry leaders are already picking up on that. We have Smokey, the founder of Berachain, coming out commenting under the main announcement, saying that he's normally insanely bearish on anything Cosmos or Atom related, but that the Skip guys are dope and have the right blend of technical awareness and business acumen to help drive stuff in the right direction. Expecting big things from this partnership. Well, it's not actually only a partnership, it is a full-on acquisition. So the Skip Protocol team now has a lot of impact that they can have on the trajectory of Cosmos and also its relations with other projects, right? We have Berachain here. Then we have Initia founder Zon coming out saying, for the first time ever, I now hold Atom. And I did a fireside or a panel with Zonny here in April in Dubai at a conference, the Shard Summit Dubai at the Museum of the Future, a fantastic venue. Big shout out Belinda also for hosting that conference. And being very bullish on that. To be honest, I would not have expected this. And both Zonny and Smokey being bullish on this announcement and Cosmos. Obviously, he also came out and clarified like there's still certain things that need to be fixed, but that is actually very, very big. So I hope that Barry, Mark, and Co can also realign the Cosmos, realign the Interchain. But it's not only the builders, it's not only the existing Interchain stack builders that are coming out and saying positive things, it's also the VCs for the first time. Frankie from Paradigm just came out and said there's no team more qualified than Skip Protocol to turn the original Interchain vision into reality. Then we have Chris Berninsky, who's a star investor over at Placeholder VC, also praising the Skip team, Mark and Barry. And yes, he's totally right. This truly marks one of the most important turning points in Cosmos history, the resurrection miracle, the comeback, the great comeback, the revival of Cosmos culture, community, the vision, coordination, and messaging, and eventually also for Atom. And you can already tell that a lot of founders and team members from other ecosystems are praising Mac and Barry because they've been working together for many years. Also here, very good conversations between Mac and Nick White, who is the COO, I think, at Celestia. We also see Yelena coming out congratulating the team and also being more excited and vocal about Cosmos. She's always been like that, but I think now she's also very, very excited. Whether that means Noble considers migrating to become an Atom secure chain, I don't know. We will see. But it's good to see that there's now this new fresh excitement, this new fresh wind that Cosmos needed so urgent and so much that we just never had true leadership, and now we do, and that's amazing to see. So 100x liquidity in Cosmos and the IBC ecosystem massively simplify the user experience and user onboarding, better coordinated messaging, integrations and closer partnerships and synergies with other interchain builders. Also, eventually, more integrations with non-Cosmos native ecosystems like Solana, for example. There's this tweet from Mert a couple of months ago, Solana for scale, Cosmos for sovereignty. And Mark commenting on this already. Big things are coming for Cosmos partnership with Solana, which is great to see. Native Solana, Cosmos bridges, collab on new privacy tag, and also a Cosmos native SVM L1 implementation. So very, very interesting complementary visions, a lot of good stuff, positive stuff, good vibes, and excitement about Cosmos. Now, changing gears, covering the hottest news in the Interchain in the past 24, 48 hours. We have Noble now being integrated on Kucoin. Noble USDC is now natively integrated on Kucoin, which is amazing to see. Then we also have Binance just announcing a partnership with Circle. And Circle, being the organization behind USDC, means that hopefully we can now see the pathway for a native Noble USDC integration on Binance as well, which would be absolutely amazing, considering that Noble has over $500 million of USDC natively issued, which ranks it for 4th or 5th on the list for USDC issuers. Makes a lot of sense for Binance to consider, right? So that would be great. Then we have Babylon, after they raised their caps, now with a confirmed TVL of $3.5 billion. So that's within the first 2 days, they gained over 12,000 new BTC. And you see, pending every Bitcoin block, which is around 10 minutes, we're seeing hundreds of new BTC being staked with Babylon. We're also approaching 100,000 unique stakers very, very rapidly. And I'm very, very proud that with Stake Cito, we actually climbed up in the rankings. We actually climbed up in the rankings now with nearly 2.5 Bitcoin stake with Stake Cito. Truly, truly appreciate that. I even got some messages of you. It really means a lot. And remember that there's basically 2 ways how we as Stake Cito are participating in Babylon. Number one, on the Bitcoin side of things, which is what this is all about, as a Bitcoin finality provider, for right now, all you can do in Babylon is you can stake your BTC, and we are what is called a finality provider on the Bitcoin side of things. The Babylon mainnet itself is not yet live, but there will also be a mainnet, and with Stake Cito, we're also going to be one of the validators for the Babylon mainnet once also the baby token drops, which hopefully is also going to come with a big, big airdrop. That's also one of the reasons why you're joining, for example, something like Cito Plus, because there we're talking about this in real time, and we're also answering questions in real time specifically to your situation. We're also sharing alpha in real time, because sometimes this is not really clear, and there's also sometimes speculation around it, right? So, for example, on Babylon, right now you're earning points, and our 3% commission is not taking anything away from your points that you're earning. On top of that, also, staking now qualifies you to claim a Discord role and to then also eventually get access to either mint or get airdropped or something with the baby Long, which is now a mascot, a new mascot for Babylon. It's a little baby dragon. Long in Chinese also means dragon, so that's why baby Long. And yeah, I don't personally know exactly how this is going to translate into, I don't know, an NFT or a meme coin or anything like that, but definitely something that you need to be aware of, right? But me saying this now means you might still have questions after that. You still don't know where to go, where to click, and that's exactly where Cito Plus comes in, right? Because we're going to be there, we're going to guide you, we're going to provide feedback and share all the information we have. Anyways, very, very proud about that. Eventually, what is going to happen here is that once the Babylon mainnet goes live, there will be chains that will get secured by those BTC, those $3.5 billion worth of BTC that are now staked with Babylon. And those chains will share a revenue back to Bitcoin stakers. And then from that revenue that you mostly generate, we'll keep a 3% commission, right? That's the business model for finality providers. And 2% is on the lower end here. You can see most have 5% or even 10%. But yeah, a lot of these projects are also either liquid staking providers like Lombard or Bedrock, or also big institutions, even mining operations, big funds, right? So it's extremely competitive, which is why I'm even more proud that you guys, the Stake Cito delegator community, are supporting us so big time, right? It's not really something that I take for granted. So it really means a lot. And once the Babylon mainnet goes live, then I think there's going to be a new race for delegations for the Bitcoin, for the Babylon chain side of things, right? Just so you understand how this all works. Now, Binance, for example, is a competitor that we can't keep up with, right? They have their own platform. They are massive. And they have now natively integrated Babylon onto the Binance exchange in the Binance Earn section. So you can now stake BTC right there and even could boost your points there. But then, of course, you're giving up custody to Binance, which is not really, which is kind of the trade-off in this whole scenario. But yeah, Binance Earn integrating Babylon is very, very big. Then also we have a new launch in the Cosmos, which is the introduction of Duality, which was an exchange that originally was supposed to launch as an atom-secure chain. Then Neutron acquired Duality. So the Duality team is now part of the Neutron team. And now they have launched their built-in order book and DeFi DEX or DeFi platform that is now live on Neutron. Then we have MegaVault and Dydx still paying a 52% APR for depositing your native Noble USDC. And that is paid out in USDC as well. $47 million in TVL right now. And even though the market has been very choppy and very volatile, this is still great to see that they managed to keep up with those numbers. And this thing only launched 2 or 3 weeks ago. Very, very impressive. Also, what's impressive, that 2 cosmonauts have been added to CoinDesk's most influential list of 2024. So you have David right here, founder of Babylon and Stanford professor. I actually did an interview with him over 2 years ago, where we talked about Babylon back in the very, very early days. And then you also have Greg Osuri from Akash right here. Greg Osuri, founder of Akash Network, best cloud and AI play, I guess, in crypto at this point. And also, in my view, severely, severely undervalued. Next up, we also have news from Osmosis. New block time, 1.45 seconds. Osmosis getting faster and better by the day. Also, Bitcoin is coming to Osmosis in a very, very big way. A storm is coming. BTC Osmosis, Bitmosis. I don't know what's brewing there. It sounds like they have something very big planned. But let's see. We have seen this Nomic integration recently. Hopefully there's going to be more. Maybe also Osmosis is going to become Bitcoin secured through Babylon. That would be nice as well, which I think is actually something that might happen. Then we also have Side Protocol announcing sBTC, which is a native token on the sidechain that is fully IBC compatible as well, fully packed one-to-one to Bitcoin on the Bitcoin mainnet. And also wBTC, which is a wrapped version of Bitcoin led by custodian BitGo, is now live on Sei network, which means more liquidity on Sei DeFi. We already covered how Sei demands and sees a lot of inflows for Noble USDC. Right after Dydx, Sei is now the second biggest demander for Noble USDC. And now they're also unleashing the Bitcoin gates, which is good to see. And you can play around. There's a lot of DeFi yield opportunities with high APRs, points that you can farm. And in fact, Patrick from Dynamo DeFi has done great content around Sei DeFi. And we also did a coverage here on Cito. But Patrick is a lot deeper into the trenches. So give him a follow as well and check out his DeFi tutorials on Sei. Next, we also have Namada about to enter phase 2, which means staking rewards are going to go live. There is now the on-chain proposal for Namada to activate inflation. And I think if you have not staked your NAM tokens yet, you should do that right away because the APR is going to be very, very high in the first few blocks. So you can come here and then you can choose Namadillo, which is the front end for Namada staking. One of the front ends, there's also other ones, but you can come here, connect your wallet, your Namada wallet, aka your keychain. You can also find us here with Cito. We were somewhere in the top 20. And yeah, you can delegate to us, much appreciated. In fact, we're ranked second when it comes to unique delegators, over 3,000 at this point. So thanks a lot for all the support. And that's Namada. So I think it makes sense to stake. Just stake and forget unless you want to sell it off once IBC gets activated. Also fair enough if you need money to pay off bills or whatever. I think Namada so far does not have a price yet. But once IBC gets activated and IBC transferred enabled, then we're going to see a price for the NAM token. But first of all, obviously, there will be big incentives to stake or to shield your assets on Namada so that the kind of potential sell pressure for the NAM token also gets mitigated. It's just my personal opinion. Anyways, that's all for today. Tune in for tomorrow live stream for the Cosmos Game Plan 2025 with new leadership, a unified vision. Let me know your questions that I should ask to these gentlemen tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Until then, stay lazy and be good.